you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm Yasuhiro Takenaka from NTT Communications. Please call me Yasu. I'm a senior manager of our IoT platform service. First of all, I'd like to thank you to Software AG for giving me this great opportunity. And also, I'd like to thank you to everyone for joining this session. So here is today's agenda. At first, I'd like to ask a question to you. Have you ever heard about NTT or NTT docomo, NTT Communications? Oh, most of you know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Briefly, let me introduce my group, NTT Group. And also, after that, I'd like to address to the relationship between Software AG and NTT Communications. And third one is NTT Communications IoT strategy. And fourth one is Connectio, which is a service for our IoT service. And lastly, I'd like to introduce recent cases. Okay, let's start with my companies. So NTT is one of the top telecommunication company all over the world. With 300,000 employees, our revenue exceeds more than 12.2 trillion Japanese yen. So in euro, maybe around 100 billion euro. And our market capital is ranked 55th among the future global 500. And also, my group has a lot of subsidiaries, which is more than 950 subsidiaries. So even I cannot tell all the company's name. Okay, and as I mentioned, NTT is Japanese telecommunication company, but we do our business globally. So for example, our network coverage is more than 190 countries and regions. And also, we have more than 160 data centers in more than 20 countries. So our global business is recognized externally as well. For example, Gartner positioned NTT as a leader in the global network service. And also, IDC positioned NTT as a leader in the data center service as well, and so forth. So that's the NTT Group. So let's explain about my company, NTT Communications. So NTT was originally one company owned by Japanese government, but it was privatized and also split into several companies based on the segment of telephone. At that moment, telephone was the main revenue of my company. However, nowadays, telephone service is not our main business. Our main business is internet, data center, cloud service, and other IT services. So we restructure our group, and my company, NTT Communications, is merged with NTT Docomo, which is mobile company, as a new NTT Docomo group. So in the NTT Docomo group, NTT Communications is in charge of enterprise business. On the other hand, NTT Docomo is in charge of consumer services. So now NTT Communications is a single point of contact for the enterprise companies of NTT Communications customers now. So formally, NTT Communications offers fixed lines network service and cloud service, data center, so forth. But now we add mobile service as well. And NTT Communications is focusing on the smart world business. For example, smart city, smart factory, smart mobility, and so forth. In terms of IoT business, we are focusing on the smart city and smart factory business. So let me address to the relationship between Software AG and NTT Communications. So NTT Communications launched our IoT platform service called Things Cloud using Cumulocity IoT. So we are not a customer of Software AG, more like a partner of Software AG. So we launched the service, Things Cloud, just after the Software AG acquired Cumulocity. And in order to deepen our relationship, we visited Software AG head office in 2019 with the meeting with Sanjay-san, as the CEO of Software AG, and discuss about how we can pioneering Japanese IoT market. And basically, we are trying to apply pioneering IoT market in Japan, but we also do the global IoT case with, together with Software AG. For example, last year we selected as a IoT platform for newly constructed smart building in Singapore. And also we have several cases globally, such as Malaysia and so forth. And this year, also, we published an article. You can see the two handsome guys here, right? One is Yari-san, Vice President of Strategic Business Development of Software AG, and me. So we try to, make our popular among Japanese IoT market. So let's explain about NTT Communications IoT strategy. Okay, so as I mentioned, NTT Communications NTT Communications is focusing on the smart factory business and smart city business, and we provide smart factory business as a B2B model. So in we offer our customer to make their manufacturing process more efficiently, and also we offer to reduce their cost. So when we offer the IoT for process business, we have to do extreme consultant service and implementation service for the customer. And also it requires deep knowledge about the customer's business process, which generates a lot of initial fee as a consultation and implementation. However, once we implementation is finished, the problem is that the number of devices will not grow anymore. So the first year, we can earn a lot of revenue, but however, second year, for the recurring revenue, as a recurring revenue, will not grow. That's the problem. And also, there are a lot of competitors specialized in the manufacturing business, so it's difficult for us to compete with them. And also, in order to keep the revenue, we have to find another new smart factory business. And if we finish the case, we have to find another one, and then find another one, and then we have to keep doing that. That's the problem. So contrary to B2B model, we think the B2B to X model will more better for us. We are offering our IoT platform service not for their customer's process, but the customer's product. We add values to the customer's product. By doing this, the more the customer's products goes well, the number of our device will also grows. So, and also, the use case is quite simple. So we try to make it easier for the customer to develop adapt their IoT for their product more easier. But for example, we prepared a demo tenant, we call gallery tenants, and also we prepare a lot of documents for help them to develop by themselves. I will show you later on. So by doing this, we shifted from B2B model to B2B to X model. In other words, we shifted from IoT for process to IoT for product. So that's the reason why we shifted from IoT for process to IoT product. But how can we approach to the customer? So I offer to make profits in the after-service market. So traditionally, the product without IoT implementation generates revenue and profit at the first time, the time of sales. However, products tend to be commoditized, and they goes on to the price war, right? So, which means the first revenue going to decrease. So, we are offering to the business model changes from the initial profit model to the after-service profit model. So, by we offer the IoT platform service, and we try to make the after-service cost more reducible. And furthermore, we are trying to convince our customer from selling product to selling service model. Well, in other words, as a service model. So what I just mentioned is also mentioned by the Japanese ministry, METI, Ministry of Economy and Trade and Industries. So they say that the manufacturers, especially Japanese manufacturers, traditionally invest heavily on the manufacturing process, the center one. However, so since they already invested a lot on the manufacturing process, there is quite small room to add further values. Contrary to manufacturing process, there is still a lot of room on the planning and designing process, and also after-service process. So based on this survey, we are trying to offer, we are trying to convince our customer to shift the profit model to the after-service phase. So what exactly we say the values to the customer? I pick up 4 values. One is TVM to CBM. Second one is remote maintenance. Third one is data for development. And the fourth one is upselling and cross-selling. The first one, TVM to CBM, time-based maintenance to condition-based maintenance. So our customer tend to send people, staff, periodically to our end users on premise. However, sometimes they have nothing to do at the end users on premise. So by collecting data, IoT platform, Connectio, gives customers to send the stuff to the end users on premise based on the conditions. The second one is remote maintenance. So by using our IoT platform services, so customers now don't have to send stuff to the customers on premise, but access to the device remotely and fix the problems. Third one, data for development. Sometimes customers don't know how the end user actually use the products. By collecting how the end user uses their product, they can make use of that data for the future development. What kind of feature the customer actually use or actually not used. The last one is upselling and cross-selling. So by collecting data, so the customer can know the suitable product for the end user. So based on the data, they can sell more higher-end product, or they can add more other product to the end users. These 4 are the values of the IoT, our IoT products. So let me introduce our service, the Connectio. So Connectio consists of 3 components. One is IoT platform, second one is IoT gateway, and last one is mobile network service. So IoT platform is Cumulocity IoT, as you know, and then IoT gateway connects device and cloud service. And mobile service is the new one for NTT Communications since the merger with NTT Docomo. So for the mobile network, we already have a lot of customers globally. And for example, we have more than 8,000 enterprise customers globally. And also, our global network coverage is more than 170 countries and regions. I mentioned our network service as a total of fixed and mobile network. It's 190, more than 190, but for the mobile network, it's 170 countries and regions. And also, we provide SIM card as well, of course, physical SIM, and also we provide eSIM services. And also, of course, we have a lot of options. And for the IoT gateway has a lot of functions, but I picked up 3 functions today. One is cloud adapter, a second one is format conversion, and last one is remote access. So let's start with cloud adapter. Cloud adapter forwarding data from device to the cloud services such as Cumulocity, AWS, Azure, and GCP, and also the cloud storage service like S3 or Wasabi. So the IoT gateway receives data from device, and the IoT gateway can send data to their specific cloud service like Cumulocity or AWS or whatever. And IoT gateway does not just send to the cloud service. They can send the multiple cloud service simultaneously at the same time. And also, they can split data. For example, device send the numerical data and also image and video stream data. IoT gateway divide into 2 parts. For the numerical data, it can send to the, for example, Cumulocity IoT. And for the image and video data, IoT gateway send to the cloud storage service like S3. And the second one is format and protocol conversion. So this simplifies data format from the device. So now device just send the numerical data only, and IoT gateway put the meaning on each numerical data and change the format from just numerical data to like a JSON format or MQTT format, whatever, and send it to the cloud services. And also, IoT gateway can convert the protocol, like from HTTP to HTTPS or MQTT to MQTTS. So which is good for the device because the workload on the device side it will be mitigated, and also they can reduce the amount of data sent. Last one is remote access. So IoT gateway gives the customers the secure access route to the device. So customers request to the IoT gateway when the route is needed, from where the customer want to access, and then IoT gateway gives a secure route. So the customer can access to the device with whatever the method, like SSH or whatever. And the last one is IoT platform. It's a Cumulocity IoT. So I believe no further explanation is needed, right? Because you know about Cumulocity IoT, right? Okay, that's our service. And I'd like to share our target customers. So where is the sweet spot for our service Connectio? So we are still seeking where is the sweet spot, but we are acting based on our assumption. So we believe that more than 500K in yearly productions, and also more than 1 million JPY in unit price would be the sweet spot. So Yari-san, I just mentioned before, he said 100 million JPY would be the sweet spot, but we start from 1 million JPY. So based on our survey, so medical devices, water purifiers, distribution control panel would be the main target for our service. Okay, so let me introduce the recent cases that we won their case. The first one is freezing container. Freezing container is controlled based on the temperature information and pressure and other information using liquid nitrogen. So the price range is from 4 million to 8 million JPY. So it's on our sweet spot assumption. The customer request is they want to connect their device, the freezing container, with Cumulocity IoT through the PLC with Modbus protocol, and they'd like to collect temperature, pressure data, and so on. And also, they, in order to fix the problem, they want remote access to the device. And we provide hands-on session to the customers, how to use, how to develop their own IoT implementation, and also we show the demo of the remote access. The second case is vacuum cleaner robot. So it costs around 3 million JPY. So by the way, this is not actual one because it's under the NDA. So yeah, and the customer's request is they'd like to know where the machines are, and also they want to receive the notification of when the robots stop abnormally or battery shortage, and they'd like to change the settings, and they'd like to manage the devices through the cloud service, which Cumulocity IoT is good at. And also, they like to send image and video stream and remote access. So this is our ideal case, right? Because as I mentioned, the IoT gateway can split data into the part of numerical data and image and video data. So this is the case. And the success factor is that we also provide a hands-on session, and we provide image and video management tenants. So the bottom side is our gallery tenants. So I'd like to show you our gallery tenants. Okay. So sorry, it's written in Japanese, but I will explain in English. So there are a lot of cases. Each case is based on the use case. For example, first one is smart factory case, and second one is the location detection, and so forth. And this one is the case with video streaming. Yes, wait a moment. As you can see, you can receive the alarm. And if you click this alarm, you can see what happens at the end user's on-premise by video. So it's just the example. But by providing this gallery tenant to the customer can know whether it's really what they want or where there is any gaps with our gallery tenants, so that we can communicate smoothly, and it's shortened time to they purchase our services. So by doing this, we are trying to accumulate a lot of cases. So in B2B model, we have to have a lot of manpower to provide the consultation and implementation services. So it's difficult to do a lot of cases at the same time. However, in this B2B2X model, we can accumulate a lot of cases at the same time. Of course, in order to do that, we have to provide a lot of documentation and the gallery tent like this. So we have to help our customer to develop by themselves. So that's the key for the B2B2X model. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wait a moment. Yep. Okay, so by doing this, we are winning these cases, and so far the unit price of this product is under our assumptions. So we are trying to expand this business model globally. Thank you very much for your time.
Shouldn't have walked away.
Thank you for a really good presentation. A question, so are those cases, do they represent a typical customer for you? Mm-hmm. And what would you say the most represented industry you apply, IoT for?
Yeah, sorry, the font size is quite small, but our main target should be the medical devices and water purifiers and distribution control panels would be the best our target. But still, we are open. So the pink color is our main target. Yeah, maybe we can see that later. Yeah.
So do you also provide services to build out the actual solution on top?
Sorry?
Do you also provide services to build out the solution, the vertical? If we talk about medical devices, would you expect your customers to implement that just using your platform? Mm-hmm. Or do you go and implement that together and for the customers?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So the point is that we provide our platform service with mobile service, right? So medical industry tend to care about the security, right? They don't want to go into their network, right? So we just put mobile service. So it's independent from the customer's network. So we believe that the customers easily accept our offer. So because its network is separated, yeah, that's one of the key point of our services.
Yeah. Also from my side, thanks for the great overview of what you are building on top of Cumulocity. And so I'm an analytics guy, so one point that interests me is you had one bullet point for the vacuum cleaner case where you said that you offer data analytics. Mm-hmm. What is it? Is it like self-service analytics, or do you do the analysis for the customers? Or is it tooling that you provide?
Yes, data analytics is currently we are just collecting data and visualize the data on the cloud Cumulocity IoT, like a graph and so that. So we're still discussing with customer how we can make use of such kind of data for the marketing or the proactive maintenance use case. Yeah. So we don't have specific services for yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. I'm curious about the component that you've been showing, which you call IoT Gateway. Mm-hmm. As I understand, is your proprietary something that you developed in-house. Can you a little bit elaborate how you did it and how does it complement the Cumulocity? So as I understand, you decided that the components that are already there are not sufficient for your business. Okay. And yeah.
Okay, so the difficulties the difficulty when we feel when we use Cumulocity IoT is that we have to provide the agent software for the devices, right? So in order to accumulate a lot of customers, it's difficult to explain or support to develop their own agent, right? So in order to make it easier, we produced this IoT gateway. So so for example, the cloud adapter is one of the good point is that using IoT gateway, device don't have to have ID or password for the cloud services, because IoT gateway can authenticate device through the mobile network by SIM, right? So the customers don't have to have ID and password for the cloud services. So so IoT gateway instead manages ID and password for the cloud services. And also the cloud format conversion services, it's make it easier for device, because device just send data easier, right? Just numerical data or image data just send to IoT gateway. So make it easier for the customer to develop their own agent software.
That's exactly what I mean, because that depends that you need probably, right, to do some development for every customer really, because every customer could be sending the data in any format they have in their device, so you need to adopt it, inside the IoT gateway. So is that the service that you provide, that you get the documentation from the customer on the, let's say, their protocols, and then you do that for them in your IoT gateway for each of the use cases, each of the customers?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So actually, IoT gateway has a portal site, and the customer can just define the format for the cloud services. So this number should be the temperature. This number should be humidity. It's quite easy to convert the format.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for your presentation. And I have some question about to handle the image file and video file, because it's a little bit harder for the Cumulocity to handle such kind of big size file. And how can you handle it?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the cloud adapter can split the data, and only numeric data sent to the Cumulocity IoT, and the video data should be sent to the storage service like S3. So when customer access to the Cumulocity IoT, the Cumulocity IoT access to the storage service and show it in the Cumulocity IoT portal site dashboard.
Then at the case, do you separate some of the service price for each part, or?
Yes, yes. The customer has to have a contract over storage service as well. But it's, comparing the data storage price over Cumulocity, the storage service like S3 is quite, reasonable.
Thank you.
It was really interesting to see one of the first slides about your organization and how big it is. I'm just wondering, do you have any containerization and maybe Kubernetes strategy, and how do you have any insights maybe into how you deal and how big the team that deals with application DevOps?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Do you have any insights how big is the team that deals with application DevOps, and if you have any specific containerization strategy like Kubernetes?
Kubernetes, actually, there are lots of subsidiaries, and also we have our R&D team. So they're trying to contribute to the open source project, including Kubernetes. And since I'm a business person, I'm not know about the technical part. But let me answer later on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any final questions? All right. Thank you very much, Yasu.
Thank you.